the Kitchen Fairy here with another recipe vlog. Have you ever tried rabbit? My first rabbit dish was in Hungary, but of course the following recipe is also Hungarian dish, which I learned from Hungary. It is called rabbit paprikas. It's a rabbit stew with a lot of paprika powder, and if it's translated to Hungarian, it will be called Nyulpaprikas. Check out the full video and I'll see you soon again. It is served with Spaetzle or Nokedli, and it's pretty good. See ya! Now for the ingredients, this is whole rabbit. Usually people use rabbit or chicken. This is 1.5 kilogram of whole rabbit. Chicken pieces. We're just gonna slice this into pieces. You will also need tomatoes, about 2 of them, about half, if not 1 small onion, and 2 bell pepper, and definitely paprika powder. If you can get the Hungarian one or Hungarian brand would be better than this, but this would work as well. So now we're gonna slice our rabbits. For the onions, you just want to dice or chop it. For the bell pepper, again, slice, dice, chop it. It's up to you. The same with your tomatoes. Place the diced onions directly into your pot with 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil, and do the same to your tomatoes and bell pepper, but place it to a plate and set them to side. Obviously for the bell pepper, you want to remove the seeds before you dice them and mix it with the tomatoes. Now that our tomatoes and bell peppers are ready, we're gonna slice our new rabbit. Now that the rabbits are cut up, we're gonna rinse it with water. So we're gonna saute our diced onion. This is 1 small onion with 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. So saute the onions until fragrant and soften. Once onion is fragrant and softened, take off from heat and add in your paprika powder. And just stir with the onion. You want it off the heat so that it doesn't burn and taste bitter. Now we're gonna add in our rabbit. Coat the rabbit and then turn on back the stove or back to the heat. Keep stirring for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're gonna pour in some water. Once you stir it, coat it, and cook it for 2 to 3 minutes, you see some of the rabbit meat's kind of whitish. That's when you add water, enough to cover it, about 1 liter. Stir again. Once stirred, drop in your bell pepper and tomato. Bring to boil for 5 minutes, and then lower the heat, and we're gonna let it simmer until rabbits cook. And yes, you don't season it yet. So again, let it fully boil for 5 minutes. Do not stir, do not do nothing. And then after 5 minutes, we're gonna lower it to simmer. Now cover it and lower the temperature and simmer until rabbits totally cook. Now let's make Nokedli, which is Spaetzle. This is 2 cups of enriched flour, half teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna crack 2 eggs and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of grapeseed oil or olive oil is fine, and enough water. And you want to make a batter that is not too runny but also not too thick, because making spaetzle, you want the batter to be able to go through this maker. So again, this is 2 cups of enriched flour, half teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, 4 tablespoons of grapeseed or olive oil or vegetable oil. You're just gonna mix it, and then you're gonna add enough water, not too runny and not too thick. So this is the consistency you want to get. If you don't have the maker, the mold like this, you can just separate this batter with knife, or you just dump it on cutting board and separate it with knife a little and drop it to the hot boiling water. So bring enough water to boil and add some salt. So this is salted water. So just place your mold on top of the boiling water, place some batter on it, and just move this top backward and forward until batter drop into the hot water. You can see it's dropping there. Yay! And boil your Nokedli until floating. Drain and ready to be used or served with your rabbit paprikas. First, skin the cucumbers, and then we're gonna slice it paper thin. One slice. Just season it with salt, sugar, and vinegar plus water. So you want a combo of salted, sugary, and vinegary water. So again, this should be sweet and sour. Just refreshing to accompany the rabbit paprikas. Once simmered, you want to turn up the temperature again and keep boiling until the broth is way lessened, so that it's almost like a stew but not really thick, but it's not gonna be like soupy. Once the broth is this low, this is the time you add seasoning like salt or vegeta and adjust to your liking.